everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. I am Chester C. Busby III, and I welcome you most wholeheartedly. Very happy to see you guys in here with us today. And of course, we're going to be getting into our news as usual, but we have a few updates to go through, of course. We have all our links down below. If you want to get in touch with me, you could just hit those links to my Facebook and my Twitter and tell me you want to be on the show or communicate to us about being on the Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition. Also, of course, we have our FanSpeak link, and it's growing every day. It's very happy to see people getting into FanSpeak and putting in their, sharing their art and sharing their opinions and the comics they're buying through the Move the Needle project, which is wonderful. Or I guess I could say it's just a Twitter page, but it is a really good thing. And of course, we also have our links for our podcast and our donation buttons down below. Now, to keep in mind that we do have many things we do throughout the week. And of course, tomorrow is Bugbear's Basement. And on Bugbear's Basement tomorrow, we will be talking about Daredevil, in particular Daredevil 181, which is Booster's pick. But it is also a great little comic there that has Elektra and Bullseye. It's a very famous book. And we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. But in general, of course, we will be talking about Daredevil
I
himself.
love me some Daredevil.
Yes, well, so do I, dude. Just one of the first comic book I ever read was Daredevil there, Booster. So how are you today? Really?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just lovely. It's bloody scorching hot out there. I've got my fan. I've got no pants and no shirt. I'm nearly naked, Chester, for this stream.
Wonderful. Are you oiled, though? That's the important question.
No, there's no oil. No. But there's a little image for all you ladies in the chat.
I don't think Kat cares, but hey,
lady in the chat.
Lady in the chat, yes. But just keep in mind that, of course, for most of us in the world, it is winter, but Booster is on the underside of the planet, and it is summer for him. So you got to have your nice hot summer Christmas coming up next week. Are you prepared?
Yeah, it also makes all the Christmas songs weird. All the ones that go on about a snowy winter Christmas.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we have no summer Christmas songs.
No. Why should we? The very small portion of people that exist in the Southern Hemisphere, well, we don't really need to worry about them much, do we? I mean, it's only a handful of you.
We need to include the 0.1% of the population in everything you do. How dare you?
It's true. But anyway, thank you very much for being here, Booster, as usual. And we're also joined by Dr. Wright. Nice to see you today. How you feeling?
I am fine and dandy like Christmas candy.
And more Christmas references. Are you all prepared for your upcoming Christmas next week?
I am. Did all the shopping early, got everything done, mailed it all out, or gave it to the people. Well, I gave it to the people I wasn't going to see. So I am staying home this Christmas. The rest of my family's going to my sister's, but I don't want to beat her husband to death in his own home, so I'm not going.
Oh, that's probably a good thing. Christmas cheer and all. But for me, living here in Japan, of course, Christmas is a little bit different. Here in Japan, Christmas consists of Kentucky Fried Chicken, strawberry shortcake, and a present sat by the kid's pillow. They don't understand Christmas at all, but hey,
I want that Christmas. I want fried chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken come on now. Christmas dinner is the best. What are you guys eating down there? Some Marmite or some crap?
Oh, bleh, I don't touch Marmite. Oh, man, no, it's rubbish. It's gross, man.
Yeah, Vegemite?
Yeah, we have that Vegemite and Marmite crap, but I hate it. I don't know what these idiots are on about. I need to get out of this
liquid
country.
beer.
Oh, no, it's like poo, honestly. It's disgusting.
It is. Well, it falls into that category of foods you find all over the world that are the old peasant food. They ate it because it's all they had to eat, and now it's become tradition and pride to continue eating it. And no, screw tradition, I say.
I hate this country.
I think it's actually made
What?
I think it's actually made for the military.
That's right. Vegemite and Marmite just drained all my pride for this country. That's all it takes.
Yeah, but
over. I'm done.
I would assume your Christmas dinner is pretty standard, though, right? It's like ham or some kind of roast or something.
Nonsense. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He's New Zealand. You always got to do like a Maori kind of thing. He's got to go in the jungles and kill a boar and drag it back on his back.
Well, I don't know if we should get
We
into
don't-
the slaughtering of all the life forms that New Zealand Maori were responsible for. That might cause some
Alright.
controversy.
One, we don't really have jungles or swamps enough. It's just forest.
I know, man.
We do have wars, but no, the Maori just celebrate our Christmas as well.
Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't
Like
they?
good little conquered people.
Well, let me come over here, chat, and say hello to everybody. We got Kat here, and she says Christmas supper is the best. Yeah, I do prefer Christmas over Thanksgiving. I never cared for Thanksgiving dinner, which I talked about in Thanksgiving, and everybody thought I was weird. But hey, you know, we got Paul here, and he says he said I won't be here long. He said he's got to go shopping for Christmas. Awesome, dude. Nice to have you here. We got the Willie Mammoth here. He says hello, friends. We have Doom in attendance, and always happy to see Doom. Valen is here. Hail Raven, of course. We have Joshua, our most favorite troll. And I see we have Pencil for Life in here as well. And of course, you know, Pencil, that you do have a link, so you can jump in here anytime you like if you have free time. But beyond that, guys, I think we should just go ahead and jump right into the news because we do have a lot to cover. And of course, we want to get to Indicron at the end of the show like we always do. And of course, we have Dr. Wright here, which Dr. Wright is part of the Indicron team as we are here. And of course, as you guys know, Indicron is a sponsor of this channel. And it's nice to have a representative over here today to talk to us because we know how shy Pixel is and always having to drag him by his teeth to get him on a damn show. So thank you for coming here today, Will.
All
Yeah,
the
you're
stuff
very
that
welcome.
he organizes.
Yeah, well,
when
he
he's
is
showing
very-
up.
He is a very
Oh.
busy guy. This is true. Pencil of Light says, slaughter the Christmas Hobbit. Yes, I agree.
I like that. I'll do that.
No llama today. No, unfortunately, Denali has been sick the past few days, so he's not going to be in
Still
with us, but
dying.
that's all right. Just don't die. Yeah, that would be probably the...
Ah, come on, toughen the bloody hell up. Ah.
Well, you know, being sick is sick, right? So anyway, go jump in the news
Oh.
here. I'm going to go over here and share, of course, with our panel so they can see what we are looking at so they can discuss it. But we do have a lot of news today, so I really want to jump right into it here, guys. And this first bit of news we have is from the Deadline Hollywood. And this is talking. There were a couple articles actually. I decided to compact it into this one. It seems to cover the most here. But Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance sets Taron Egerton, Anya Taylor, Joy. Well, what a name. Natalie, I guess is what she wants to call it, Natalie Emanuel, to lead all-star voice cast. Now, before I scroll down and show
I'm
you,
sorry, All Star.
I don't know any of these people, so yeah, I see what your point is. But you know, Hollywood, and it's all about vanity, right? But I'm going to go down and I'm going to show you the first picks we have of the Gelflings. That was really what they showed us here. And before I get into that, though, who here has seen the Dark Crystal or likes it or hates it or whatever? If you have, do you know anything
I
about Dark Crystal?
loved that movie. Loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm
did
gonna
I.
get some crap. No, I haven't seen it.
Well, you are young, dude, and that was a
I
long
know
time
of
ago.
it. I know of it. I know it's got David. No, crap. I'm thinking of Labyrinth. Oh, I've already screwed it up.
Well, actually, my cousin is in Labyrinth, so that was a lot of pride in my family.
Oh man.
But,
He's one of the guys who lost his head, right?
What are you talking about?
He's one of the puppets that lost their head, that they were like popping their heads around and throwing them around.
Oh no, my Jennifer Conley's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we grew
Really?
up, and then she got famous, and I never saw her again.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Oh, is Brad in here? Hey, you're really low, Brad. You need to talk to the mic and turn yourself up some.
That's a good question. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're all very proud of
He doesn't
Jennifer.
even know if he's here. He's very confused.
But I was surprised because we used to run around my grandmother's yard and chase garter snakes, and then her family, because her family's from New York, but she would stay in Rhode Island with us during the summers a lot because
How's that?
that's better.
Is that louder? Okay.
It is better, yeah. But anyway, that's a different movie. We're not talking about that. Talking about the Dark Crystal. What do you think about Dark Crystal, Brad?
So I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
Sure.
But I wouldn't mind getting to know your cousin if she's a little single. You know what I mean?
No,
Wow.
Brad, no.
Oh, come on,
And
man!
besides, she's like my
I always wanted
age,
to be
dude.
a movie star. So
Okay. Um, but
We got
like
a
I said,
thirsty boy.
we haven't spoken since we were teenagers, dude. When she went off and did that movie, because she did like some commercial stuff. Then she went off to do that movie, and I've never seen her again. Never even spoke to her again. Well, no. I've saw her a couple. She did come back for a couple of family reunion stuff because my family's huge. I got like, I don't know, 400 or 500 people in my family or something like that. But we did see her come back for a couple of those things. But anyway, not talking about that movie. Coming down here, and this is what they're offering us for the Gelflings.
They're not bad puppets. That's our puppets.
Kind of. There's something off. It's something I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
First
I don't
one's
know.
weird to me, but the second one and the third, I think they're all right.
Yeah, I think they look okay, dude.
Let's see.
I don't like them. I don't know. I'm like on the fence with it. I don't know. There's something wrong with it. I don't know what it is. It's bugging me. I just don't like it.
Oh, I see it. If you look at the old ones, they had more pouty lips, kind of an established rounder cheek, and a less oblong face, especially at the brow. And those features are commonly associated with Black people or Aboriginals.
And what's wrong with that?
They didn't like it. It makes sense though if you think about it, because in that, you know what I mean, they were kind of outcasts, you know, in Aboriginal society.
What's wrong with Black peoples?
Nothing.
Yeah, that is. But he says, "I know why you don't like it. It's because they're black."
Well, it's weird. I
No,
mean, what's
they
wrong with
were.
Black peoples? I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, you know, but there's something off about it. But whatever. I'm not going to judge it in 3 pictures because I did love it, and I hope there's a lot of love going into it. Of course, you know, I don't know what they're going to do with this movie. I mean, is it just a straight up reboot?
No, it's a series. I was looking on IMDb, and he's the lead guy there.
Ooh, this is
He's
gonna
credited for like 6 episodes or something like that.
Oh wow.
Taron
when
Egerton
a
or whatever?
Netflix original,
Yeah.
like a really cool thing.
Can someone tell me who Taron Egerton is? I don't even know if I've heard of this kid.
He was in Kingsman. That was his kind of like bust out, I think.
Oh,
I
he
bet he's
was
in
the
crappy
character that
stuff.
absolutely sucked next to the other guy who was amazing. Oh yeah, okay.
He
Yeah,
was
so
the
Dark
kid.
Crystal looks like there's 10 episodes.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I know that. But I just wanted to get some reaction because I don't know. There's just something off about it. And if that is there any truth to that, where they felt the other ones looked too black? I mean, what's wrong with you? A racist or something?
Oh, he's playing Rocket Man, Elton John.
Huh? Elton John is not in the Dark Crystal.
No. His new movie coming out, Rocket Man. He's playing Elton John.
Why? Why is there a movie about Elton John? God, that's gonna be boring.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm not gonna go watch it, but
Yeah.
anyway, well,
Kat seems to say that she thinks he was in the Sing movie.
he was.
Oh, okay. So he can sing. All right. Well, I hope this isn't a musical. Oh, goodness. Anyway, moving
That'd be
on.
interesting.
Maybe. I we'll see. I'm definitely going to watch it because I did love the original so much. This right here is Hellboy. Hellboy shows off his Anung Unrama horns in the new poster, and the trailer is coming this week. I never understood why they call him Anung Unrama. I mean, it simply means from the darkness the light comes. So, I mean, why would he be named that? He's supposed to be, the devil's son. Why would he be the light coming from the darkness? He would be the destruction coming from the darkness, right? But whatever.
Because he's a good guy, Chester.
Yeah, I get it, but he's named by his father as Anung Unrama, which, like I said, it doesn't make sense.
Anatomically, those horns
Well,
don't.
maybe his father knew. It's layered, Chester.
Okay,
It's
fine,
layered.
Booster.
Maybe it's the crown that glows.
hmm
That's all it is.
How do you guys feel about this new Hellboy that's coming out?
I'm excited.
Yeah,
He looks good. He looks good as it. I think. Can't believe I'm flaking on the guy's name, but the guy who played him earlier, I think he got absolutely shafted. But
Ron Perlman.
Ron
Yeah.
Perlman got absolutely shafted. But this David
Wow.
Harbour guy Great as Hellboy.
Ron Perlman is kind of like Patrick Stewart to me. I love his acting. I love the stuff he does, but he is one of the most unbelievable whining progressives you would ever meet, dude.
Well, I'm afraid to say David Harbour's the same way. He's also a absolute maniac. He was the one who, for his acceptance speech, was going on about running around and punching Nazis.
Yes, yeah, these
to a audience that was standing up. They're going nuts over this. It's they're all bloody idiots over there. But as long as they keep making good stuff, they can say what they bloody like.
Well, we do have Ian McShane as Professor Broom. That could be cool.
Ooh,
and of course, we have Mila Jovovich as Numuye, the Blood Queen. That could be cool. I like Mila, and she's she's a very normal human.
She got a multiple.
I was so jealous of the zombie extra in the first Resident Evil. You know, the one she scissors his head.
Oh yeah, no, she's a cute girl, very cute. I think as far as the cuteness of Mila Jovovich, for me, it's certainly the Fifth Element. But I think more importantly, there's plenty of cute girls in Hollywood, of course. Beauty sells. Multipass. Lilu. Lilu Dallas. But I like her because she's a normal person who doesn't go around screaming about her virtue all the time. She's a very normal lady. She's a mom, you know. But so I don't know, but it doesn't matter. All that's aside. Hellboy looks exciting. And let me come over here and just check the chat real quick. Paul says that I think Wakandans looked too black. Okay. All right, Paul. Dave says, yeah. Is it puppets or computers? I think it's probably a mix, dude. I don't know. It's
I think a mix for.
I think the best effects come from a mix of puppetry and computers.
Yep.
No, Paul says not CGI puppetry like the real show. Well, it is through Jim Henson's group, so I would assume it would be puppetry, which is good. They should do that, but that's another conversation. But anyway, moving
now
on.
Now I know what bugs me about those horns is they just look like giant calcified eyebrows.
Oh, do they? They look a little bit more like a gazelle too. But whatever. It's a different look. It's fine. I like the real thick nature of this David Harbour guy. He's a nice, thick-looking Hellboy. I like it. Well,
see, when he turns his head, the horns are pretty good.
I love Stranger Things as well. He's good in that.
Oh, is he?
That's a great movie.
What is he in that? What is he in that series?
He's the
cop. He's a sheriff. Yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I watched the season 1 and it was and the season 2 I didn't bother.
Oh.
Well, dude, I actually grew up in the 80s. Yeah, I would have been the same age as those kids riding around on those bikes. And there's so much faux 80s stuff in that is ridiculous. They say, oh, it's so 80s, so authentic. No, it's not. It's not authentic at all. That is someone's delusion of what the 80s looked like. So, I mean, if you're younger, you're looking at it. Well, I'm just saying, it's not your nostalgia, it's mine.
Quit stepping on my nostalgia.
Yeah. Now, this right here is hilarious for me and personally. A Glow comic book launching in March. Yes, is a 4-part series of Glow. Now, there's a popular Netflix series that's going on right now. Have any of you guys watched it?
Nope.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I watched the first season. It was interesting. I mean, it wasn't as like ultra feminist as I thought it would be.
Oh, I didn't think it would be actually.
But it was. I mean, it's pretty decent. It was like, I mean, it's apparently like a documentary, right, about what actually happened. So.
Yeah. Well, I just remember Glow when it came out in the 80s when I was younger, or was it early 90s? I think it was 80s. And I wasn't interested at all. I was much more interested in watching Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and Roddy Piper. Huh?
You're a boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the normal, I mean, like, what was it, the WNBA, the NBA had to admit that they've been carrying it as a loss for the past, like, 8-10 years or something?
Yep.
Yeah, well, who wants to, I mean, the simple fact of the matter is, whether you like it or not, for most sports, you want to watch the men because they're faster and they're just faster. Right?
They're just more dynamic.
They're more dynamic. And there's not a lot of sports that lean the female way. The figure skating does. I'd much rather watch female figure skating than male, even though the males can jump more. I'd rather watch a pretty lady.
Well, yeah, and it's also, I mean, it's the them being limber and graceful, exactly.
Sure. That's also like gymnastics. The men are certainly better, but I prefer watching the women because I don't know, they're
Well, same
women's.
with ballet too.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. So I mean, there
Yeah,
are
I
sports.
mean,
Yeah, yeah, that's
I was
true.
just gonna say, yeah, there's sports for both sexes, or there's uh, characteristics for both sexes that they stick out and you know uh, are more attuned for than
No,
every sport.
absolutely. Just say what it
Yeah.
is, dude. Men are better at
Sorry,
the sport than women are in general. But I do think it's cool that women have all the opportunities to play any sport they want. I think that's a great thing.
yeah.
But when they get up and start complaining as why aren't you watching our sport? That's ridiculous. We're not watching your sport because I'd rather watch the men do it because they're better at it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I don't know if better is really the way to put it. They're faster. Like you said, they're more dynamic because
They're
skill is
more
skill,
dynamic.
right?
It's more entertaining. It's just a
Yeah.
certain musculature
They're more,
and
they're just more
inflammation.
muscular and
Now, is there women's sumo wrestling in Japan?
Of course not. They're not even allowed on the dojo, dude. They're not allowed
Really?
to. No, women are not allowed to set foot on the dojo
Hmm.
because they bleed, and they're not allowed to bleed on the dojo.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
Now I know women's wrestling is a thing over there, though.
They
Yeah.
do have it. Yep.
Pretty
Yep.
popular.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's theater, just like the Western one is. Now, understand me, because we're talking about wrestling here. I understand the athleticism involved. I understand the toughness involved. I respect wrestlers, but it is theater, right? And
Mhm.
so, of course, there's no problem with that. This is more of a tradition thing. Women are not even, no woman at all is allowed to step foot onto the dojo. And actually, we had a little bit of a controversy. It came up about a month and a half ago, I guess. Uh, there was an injury with some of the lower ranks to a sumo on the dojo, and
Hmm.
people ran up from the crowd, doctors and stuff, to help. And a woman came on to the dojo, and it was all over the news. People were very upset that she dared to step on the
What?
dojo.
Oh man, Japan is based as hell.
Or maybe it has its rules and you follow them. There's places that women can only go to and men are not allowed, right?
I think that a medical emergency would trump.
Of course.
Yeah, anything. And
But
in that case,
if she were the only doctor, yeah, but she wasn't. So
anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna whatever.
Doom says Chester 316 says no women allowed because they bleed. Dude, it's not my rule, man. It's the Japanese rule.
Are you sure, Chester?
Yeah, no, it's my fault. I take blame. Might as well. Chester is biased. But this is fine. I remember when it came out and it had some popularity. I just didn't care about it. But hey, the Netflix show is doing pretty well. I hope this does well too. No reason not to, man. I hope they're successful. It looks fun.
Oh, look who's doing it. IDW.
Yeah, well,
Makes
they
sense.
have
all
unfortunately these
licensed.
days. Well, they love licensing, yeah, but these days they
Yeah.
have more nonsense than good. But hey, they're going through some changes over there. Maybe they'll straighten up. Because I'm
Maybe.
personally one, I have no problem. If you want to have progressive politics or you want to have some other comics that cover that, go for it. Hey, that's your business. Just don't make it all that. Have stuff available for the rest of us too, is all I say. That's one of the things I love about Netflix, Netflix has something for everybody. If you're a progressive, crazy SJW, hey, they got stuff for you. If you're a person that likes to watch old, war documentaries, they got that. I mean, I like Netflix because they have something for everyone. They really try to do that, and that's a good thing. But anyway, moving on from this, we have next. This is interesting little bit of comic news here. Star Wars takes center stage in 2019's Free Comic Book Day plans.
Oh, joy. See what they're gonna do.
Well, now, do you have any ahead of us information on that, Brad? Seeing as you run comic book
I
stores.
did not look through the previews yet. I haven't seen the new previews yet, so this will be coming out in the next previews. So.
Well, we have Diamond Comics Distributors here is excited to reveal the artwork for the commemorative artist T-shirt available for Free Comic Book Day 2019. So let's take a look at it. It definitely has a spacey feel going on here.
Mm-hmm.
and we definitely have some a lot of these characters. I don't understand what this what is this boy here in the front? Uh, who is he supposed to be? Darth Vader, I guess.
Darth
Uh,
Vader, yeah.
yeah, cool. But hey, we know that Star Wars does sell in the comic books, so
Is that all? That's all they're showing? Is just a T-shirt?
yeah, they're just talking
No.
about the T-shirt, yeah.
Okay, I thought there was more than that. So, oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when we order, like they don't show the T-shirt designs the first time they put them out.
Mhm.
So they show them the following month. So which is next month.
I'm
So,
assuming the kid that's under the helmet is the blue-eyed blonde-haired kid. You know, they don't like to show them blue-haired. I mean, those blue-eyed blonde kids anymore, huh? Unless it's a girl.
well,
I mean,
or he's in the upper right
oh, we can't see
as an
him.
actual hero.
Yeah, he's covered up here, and maybe yeah,
He's the actual hero up there in the upper right.
yeah. I don't know, dude. But anyway, I guess the question with this more so, they just talk about T-shirt, but
Yeah.
my question for you guys is, how much do you get involved in Free Comic Book Day?
Well, in my shop we have to do a lot. So like I'm already gonna starting in January. I start planning, reaching out to the different artists I know in the area, so we can have a ton of artists at the shop or writers, just depending on what we need. It's usually a really busy day. It's our biggest sales day of the year. So for comics.
Oh, yeah, I'd imagine, right? Um,
Mhm.
yeah, that sounds cool. Actually, you know what you should do? We should do like a little live from your shop on Free Comic Book Day, dude. Why don't we do that?
Sure.
I think
Yeah, we can try to work out something. Sure.
I think that'd be fun, dude. I'd love to come on and commentate that and maybe chat with customers or something like that. That we should set that up, dude, where the customers can come chat with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like set a camera up and a mic. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. I think that'd be fun
Yeah.
though. Just come over here real quick. Kat says that's so strange talking about the no women on the doyo. Well, it's just Japan's tradition. They've had a lot of weird things they did in the past. One of the strangest things for me in Japan, actually, Kat, is if you were born a twin in the past. They don't do this anymore, of course, but in the past, if you were born a twin, they basically would either take one of the twins and give it away to another village, or they would kill it.
What? What?
Twins are such bad luck over here in Japan that they more than often than not would kill one of the twins. That's a Japanese
gee.
thing.
That makes a lot more sense in a Japanese movie I'd recently seen. The Blind Swordsman. What is it?
I don't know.
I can. He's a blind sword. You know, he's a
Yeah.
very
Zatoichi.
popular like blind Zatoichi. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zatoichi the blind sword. And there was there were twins and they were like boy and girl. And then they were trying to do it was a dark kind of thing. Plus their whole family died, and so that makes a lot more sense because they were it sounds like there was kind of foretold that they would bring ruin to their family kind of thing, and
Sure.
then they did.
Sure. Yeah.
Huh.
Well, it's go ahead, Brad.
No, I was saying, to the movie, to the plot thing, but yeah.
No, it's there's a lot of things that are different from culture to culture, right? And a lot of times when we watch stuff, we don't really understand, and a lot of times we take what we take from it is different than what was being offered. You know, ValeNit says, I preferred the finesse strategy of women's tennis until the Williams sisters, and then it became purely about power, just like the men's. Became snooze fest, just like the Dark Crystal. Thank you, ValeNit. Well, actually, that is true. I'd much rather watch ladies tennis than men's tennis because they actually, and that goes for volleyball as well, because they do volley. In the men, it's like
There's a
one
lot of
shot, one
bouncing
shot.
going along.
Yeah, well, that's true. But no, seriously, it is more entertaining. You're right. Jordan says, very Calarets. I have no clue what that means. Dave's-
CalArts, referring to the artwork in this.
It's a style of artwork that's easier to animate because the form and structure is a lot less than it should be.
Oh, I see. Okay. We have Dave here that says they need free deodorant day. Okay. Doom says my shop will let me pick which free books I want from that day, so I never have to actually go. Oh, okay. Well, that seems to be missing the point, Doom. I'm a twin, he says. Well, you're lucky you're not Japanese. John Dillard, Game of the System, says, yeah, be quiet, Cat, for some reason. I have no idea why. Cat says, that's terrifying. Yes, it is, Cat. Kenneth Brown says, Zatoichi. Dave says that as well. John Dillard says, stop being culturally insensitive, Cat. Oh, my goodness. Moving on. Catherine Monet says, where's the doctor? Oh, sexy voice. I don't know. Did you talk about my sexy voice or the booster sexy voice?
Which sexy voice do you like, Catherine? I can make it sexier.
I don't really think you can, actually.
I don't think that makes it sexier.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
I think she's talking about me, but
You think she's talking
nah.
about you? No,
Yeah.
I
That's
kind of doubt
definitely not
that,
talking
actually.
about you, Dr.
Could
Brad.
be me. You know.
all right.
It's definitely not you, Brad.
Yeah, definitely,
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool, man.
All right.
Fine.
Moving on, because while we argue about who has the sexy voice, and when everybody here knows who has a sexy voice, you're just in
Booster.
denial, all of you. Now let's see. This I want to get through a couple real quick because we want to get on the Indicron here. But Diamond asks publishers to change online solicitation release. Now, Brad, have you seen this? What they're doing with the previews?
Yeah, I
and
did
moving it
read
back?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. They're moving it back 2 days. What's the big deal?
Well,
Right.
so people will come in and start requesting books that we can't add to the system yet. And so sometimes they say, oh, we'll come back, try again later, or something like that. And, it just kind of takes away from the hype for a couple of days.
I
It's
see.
stupid.
But isn't
I
it
think
just
it's
an
fine.
adjustment, though? The hype.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. It's just a 2-day hype adjustment,
Yeah, because that's what it comes down to, 2 days. So why do you
Yep.
think they changed it, though? What do you think their reasoning for it was?
Well, for me, my shop, the only thing I can think is because we can't physically put it into the system as a request to add it to holds or orders or anything like that for a couple of days until we get the upload or download from Diamond
Uh-huh.
for their ordering system. But other than that, I have no clue.
There must be
Why
some
did it
benefit.
change it? I don't know, man. 2 days more sales. That's about it. I mean, we can ask Troy when he gets on with us next time. But,
Yeah, we should, actually. That'd be a
Yeah.
good question.
but
write
honestly,
that
that's the
down.
only thing the only thing I can think of is just because it's not in their system that I can adjust it for my customers. So
Okay. Well,
that'd be
there's
it.
that. But we will ask Troy that. I think that's a
Mhm.
good opportunity for us and get the logic behind there, because I'm sure there is logic behind it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, moving on real quick because we do want to get through some stuff here. Now, let me see. We got one. We can do one more. Let's do this one then. Now, this is from Bounding into Comics, and this has been covered by
no.
everybody and their mother. So this is everyone probably already seen this one. But
Yeah.
DC Comics and Tom King pull Heroes in Crisis cover featuring Poison Ivy. Now, the reason they have a problem with this here is because Poison Ivy is sexy for some reason, and of course she's supposed to be. That's part of her whole thing, right? Seduction. And she's bleeding at the wrists, and she's writing out W to blame Wally West, who's already dead, I thought. But of course they're upset because she's too sexy and it promotes violence against women. And it's like, well, it's a comic book. You don't have, there's no problem with violence against men, but violence against women are a problem. So if you don't want violence against women, then don't put women in your comic books. How about that?
Are we sure that's a W? She's not in tune with like a resonant frequency of the world and doing a sine wave.
No, I think it's a flash symbol, maybe reverse flash.
Yeah, I think it's a Z for Zorro.
It could be that too.
It's such
We're
a
one line away,
nonsense article. But look at this here.
From everybody saying it's a swastika. So
Oh no, it's not a swastika. Come on, guys.
I know.
Tom King says an unfinished cover for Heroes in Crisis 7 was leaked prior to going through the standard DC approval process. I did not like the cover. I discussed the situation with DC editorial, who agreed with my objections. This cover will not be used. Thank you. Thank you.
This is the
Mr. King.
damn Batgirl cover situation all over again, man.
No, actually, I don't think so.
Why don't you read this one, Booster?
Well, why don't you think so, Brad?
Okay. So, can you go back to the cover for me a little bit?
I
Back
could.
up to that cover, please. Thanks. So, the problem, if people think this is sexualization of the cover or whatever, yeah, she's kind of in a sexy pose. She's supposed to look dead, killed. Like, I can see how that could be a problem, but I don't think it's because they're not trying not to make her sexy. I just, from a artist standpoint, I feel like, to me, it doesn't look like she's really dead.
No way. She still has energy going through her body. Her hips are still in the air.
Yeah. So to me, it looks unnatural, as would be a corpse, type thing. So I can see why they pulled it, for that reason, just as it doesn't look like she's passed away. Looks like she's like a come hither thing. Maybe she's writing in the blood from someone else or whatever. Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing.
Isn't that more
screams about the dead
provocative?
body.
If she's not quite dead, but she's using the last energy she has to write in her blood
Okay,
on a floor,
that's fine.
that's more interesting
but she
and a better
doesn't.
conflict
You
than
wouldn't
her
end up
being
in a-
dead.
You wouldn't end up in a pose like that, though. I don't believe.
I mean, it's
I
just.
think
the
you
cover,
would
bro.
be doing whatever you could. I don't think you'd care.
It's just the cover. I doubt this is going to be in the contents of this story of Poison Ivy struggling to live while she's got her butt out, going, "Ooh, I have to sexy draw blood with my fingers."
Mm.
It's just the cover,
Yeah.
and I don't see why we're getting all butthurt over this, and why I'm comparing it to the bloody Batgirl thing is because it's just the exact same situation. It was just a cover, and that case was a variant cover. And a bunch of dickheads online got all butthurt and decided to keep tagging DC until they got rid of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, a piece of art that is no longer purchasable just because some assholes just got all upset over nonsense. Just
Ding,
because
ding,
some women.
Ding.
I'll ding as much as I like right now, Chester. I hate this crap.
So do I.
It's
dude.
rubbish.
So do
And,
I.
and that's
I
fine.
mean,
You
I think
know.
the
And
idea
I
of
will-
the cover is
And I
actually
will
pretty
fight
interesting.
someone over this, Brad.
All right,
That's
so
fine.
Booster's extremely unhappy
He is.
Yeah.
with this situation.
And when you
Just
have a
so-
5'2" hobbit angry, watch out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch out. I'm scrappy.
He is.
I'll go for
He's-
you.
My only problem is, like I said, it's does not convey to me like she's passed away.
No.
So I can see why it was still a work in progress cover, didn't get approved. I have no problem with it. So
No,
it would disappoint it.
I will continue with that in a real quick second, but I want to come over here to the chat. Jordan says, show us Ezra Miller. Well, sorry, Denali is not on here, and he's the one that's obsessed with Ezra Miller, okay? So, no. And then Joshua Hughes says, that's not a W, that's an N. She was going to say the N word, but some good guy stopped her. Dude, you're getting better. I'm going to give you a little applause for that. That's better. Good for you. Good for you. He's our troll in progress, Dr. Ray.
Congratulations, Josh. You made me chuckle a little inside.
Hey, Booster, why don't you read this thing from Nigel, this comment here?
All right, Nigel. Ugh. Why is King even bothering with this possibility that Wally would murder other heroes? I don't really care if this red herring or not. The whole murder mystery of Heroes in Christ is stupid as F, and uses a lot of cheap shocks to... Why am I using the crappy voice? I agree with all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why draw Ivy with her ass up? Well, because
Exactly.
it's Ivy and she's sexy.
Yeah, no, it is an odd pose. Because she doesn't look
It
dead.
is hard for a dying pose. I get it, but it's just a cover. It's not like it's not in the context of the story. Yeah, I doubt they're going to have that in the story.
Now read this one,
I
Booster,
don't feel
in your
like
best
I'm-
SJW. Here, Alexandre
Yeah.
Luzada.
Hey, I'm going to go a little. This Heroes in Crisis cover is so creepy. The position of the Poison Ivy body sexualizes her murder. I do not think DC will bring her back as a new green elemental. but the way they are doing it, problematic to say the least.
Problematic. They love that word. Huh?
Problematic.
Yeah, I
A
don't
little
think
bit, little bit more whining, and he would have been Bobcat
I think it's just a
Goldthwait.
bad
What are you
choice by
doing?
the artist.
I don't know. Don't judge me, Dr. Wright.
Yeah.
What gets me those? Okay, if there's the two covers side by side, not that one. There's the other cover, like the original, and then there you go, the edited version. Why take off the blood? I don't get that at all. That makes no sense to me.
No, it's stupid.
Should
This
just
one
left that
looks much
there.
better.
Yeah.
The only problem with this pic, actually, this piece of art, is if she is dead, well, then her butt shouldn't be in the air. She should be splayed
Exactly.
out. That's the only
Yep.
problem. It's just an
That's my only
anatomical
problem.
issue.
Yep.
And and I would have reworked it where she was splayed out. It would have been much better.
Mhm.
But anyway, this article goes on, and people are arguing back and forth about who's right and who's wrong, as usual. But we are going to move on from that. It is interesting, all these little controversies that pop up all the time, and everyone's got to have their opinion about. But I guess we do too. This one right here, these two right here, I wanted to cover, but they're very long, so maybe I'll cover them tomorrow. But for right now, I'm going to go over here to Indicron, and we are going to come over here and take a look at the chat real quick. Kat says, I like how his height is getting shorter and shorter. Wow, let's talk about Booster. Well, it's more funny, right? Stop the poor American accent. Jordan is complaining to you, Booster, your countryman.
Stop your usual voice, Jordan. Just as in stop talking. You're an idiot.
Okay. John Taylor Gaming System says, I thought, Chester, I was cool because I heard of this news before you guys covered it. Then you say everyone and their mama has covered it. Why do you continue to gatekeep me? Well, dude, this has been covered by everybody. It is what it is. Valenlin says, oh no, comics aren't automatically correct. McFarlane and Liefeld must be rolling in their graves. Well, they're not dead yet, Valenlin. Let's come over here to Indicron. Now, we do have Dr. Wright here with us, and of course, he's working directly with Pixel and Jean-Luc, and they're doing a lot of things over there on Indicron. And of course, as I've already said, Indicron is a sponsor of this channel, and we appreciate Pixel Trader every day for all the things he does for our community and how much he helps with all the different channels and all his projects. So we usually would jump on and talk about the various projects, but since we have Dr. Wright here, we're going to let him take the reins here a little bit and tell us what's going on.
All right. So Indicron is coming up with a new feature that we're calling Upcoming. And Upcoming is a way that you can get, or the creators can get their campaigns looked at well before they go to Indiegogo, so that people can situate their funds. They can make sure they like a book, or, people can just make sure that there's an interest for that book out there. We're offering with that, we're going to have some editorial services through Jean-Luc Mazel and myself. We're going to offer help in writing and art. We're going to do this so that we can raise the bar. We can get the standard higher because we want to compete. This is a political movement, and we want to take this political movement, go over the hill and storm the gates. That's our purpose. All right. So we want everyone, all these creators, to get into Upcoming. And to do that, and then we are also looking into more things. We're looking, Jean-Luc and I are going to, we have quite a few books coming out ourselves. I have two that are in the oven right now that I'm working on. My world is more of a dark fantasy kind of thing. Living nightmares, witches, that kind of thing. Jean-Luc is more science fiction. So between the two of us, there's a nice dichotomy going there. We're going to create a really good universe that people are going to want to buy into. All right. But outside of that, Indicron itself is working to make it easier for creators to print and publish their books. We're working on infrastructure that you don't have to worry about it. You come to us, we get the amount of people, and we take care of it. We're going to push these books out. We're going to push them out faster, and we're going to get more numbers. We're looking into marketing. We're looking into distribution. We're looking into a lot of things that people aren't looking at right now. And we are looking out for you. So we need you to join us. We need you to come on in Indicron. Go join Indicron on Twitter. If you haven't, go take a look at the website. It's beautiful. Pixel does a great job. It's going to be better. So tell your friends, tell everybody, get excited because it's coming.
Sweet. And of course, we talk about Indicron here every day. And because we have, of course, we started out with Pixel Trader. He is part of Fanspeak.
We have a
and
contractual obligation to speak about it.
No, we don't. Pixel is part of Fanspeak. He helped build Fanspeak. So we are very, very serious about promoting Indicron because it is a good thing. And it's very useful not only for the creators, as Dr. Wright was talking about, but it's also good for the consumer. Everything is right here at your fingertips. And let's take a look at some new project that has shot up and is doing quite well. Now this one is in demand, but I don't remember this one running. So what explain to me what is going on with this one? I don't remember seeing this Tommy gun thing, and now it's in demand. So did this come on like late in the project or in when it was in demand? This is something odd.
I heard of this one.
It came out. I mean, it's been out like about a month and a half, 2 months, but it came out and it was not too an excessive fanfare. Unfortunately, right now, marketing wise, and especially because people don't have a lot of money, not because they don't have it, but because they're saving it for, buying presents, driving, travel, all that kind of good stuff. It's a really bad time.
It is
to put a book out. So if you're putting a book out now, you can expect from the prospectus that I looked at today, it's about 1/5 of the value, and the buy-in is going to go down. The average buy-in has gone down from about $47 to about like $28.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, and we've been saying that, week after week, day after day. This is not the time to have a crowdfunder. Wait until February, March, April. And of course, that is going to be crazy when those things come out. I don't know. I'm looking at this. I have never seen this
Well, you don't
before.
want to now. Here's the thing, man, because everybody's going to come out then. So if you want to be seen and you want people to budget their money accordingly, what you need to do is get into upcoming. Send your campaigns to upcoming, get them in so that we can take a look at them. We're gonna roll that out sometime in January. Once we roll that out, your campaigns are going to be looked at. Okay, we're gonna have them advertised on Twitter, on the Indicron, under the Indicron banner and label. We're gonna make sure that passes through. So everybody that's a creator, everybody that knows a creator, tell those people to get their projects in, man. We want to take a look at them. We've been looking at them. We need good projects. We want to go. We want to storm those gates. We want to take on the SJWs. We want to take on even Marvel and DC as big as we can get. The sky's the limit. Come with us.
And of course, there is a big project coming up from several of us that are involved in Fanspeak, and those of us, and some of them that are not, with Tales from Beyond the Gate. And there's a lot of art and a lot of donations coming from pros. That's an amazing project, and really looking forward to that when we start really pushing it. But this Tommy gun dolls, it's in demand. They made 22,000, so good for them. But I don't know. As I'm looking through this, I'm not interested in this at all. There's nothing here that is catching my attention at all.
It looks like an extremely niche book, which is probably the reason why it didn't do, very well over. Some of these projects, the thing is, like, you're looking, there's like a lot of zero claimed here. A lot of these projects, what happens is you can just flat donate to these people. And so sometimes, you get like big donations. And when you get these like larger donations, it kind of offsets the number. And we get kind of a misconstrued number because it's just an API. It's pulling it directly from Indiegogo. And so it doesn't parse, what is a donation as compared to what is a tiered purchase. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
I think the artwork's pretty well done.
It's okay. People, they're kind of squat, but I don't know. It just isn't catching my interest at all.
I mean, the figures are broken. The anatomy's incorrect. The actual paneling's really boring. It's not very cinematic.
Paneling is boring. I agree with that. Figures, I don't believe, are all incorrect. But it seems a little slow. Definitely not enough action.
Yeah, and I'm also not interested in Bonnie and Bonnie either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, but that doesn't mean it's not for you though. If you're interested, go check it out. But I don't know. This one just isn't catching my attention, and I have a feeling it has something to do with the art here. It's just, I don't know. It's not flowing correctly, I think. But that's just
It's
my
like
opinion.
Moulin Rouge meets Dick Tracy, but without anything interesting in between.
Yeah. But I mean, it might be awesome. I mean, and you should check it out for yourself. We're not doing an actual review on this. I'm just kind of saw it and just jumped over here. But of course, there are not a lot of new things going on because, as we said, the timing. It's not great for that. But let's see. This is he's in demand now. Mike is with his Mega 6-gun Samurai deal.
Mhm.
I guess he made some money on that.
I mean, his $77 average buy-in is really good.
Yeah.
Most likely he made that on the fact that you're getting a huge product. What was it, like 200 pages or something like that? I mean, it's 3 huge books, but
Yeah.
he already had them done. They were
Yeah.
like sitting in his closet or something. So I mean, the cost is a lot more effective to him. Mostly what he's paying for is a royalty probably to the anybody he asked for permission to do that, and then the printing cost. So.
Yep. No, absolutely. It's I'm just looking for new things here. And I'm kind of interested. Doug's still in demand. And I'm wondering why he has his pick here instead of Bigfoot Bill, but whatever. It is one
Well,
of the
isn't he
bigger
the
ones.
model for Bigfoot Bill?
I mean, he is Bigfoot Bill and Earthworm Jim,
Yeah.
so
Oh, I see. Okay. That's one I didn't. As far as the big ones, that's one of the ones I didn't back. Um, but I got the rest of these the top ones for sure. Of
Hey,
course,
there's actually a great question about what kind of comics won't Indicron put on the site?
mm,
what kind of comics won't we put on the
Won't.
site?
Yeah.
As far as what upcoming?
Yeah. So it was from Treehouse Comics in the chat. That was a good question, so I just thought I'd throw it out there real quick.
I mean, it's just going to depend on the material. Like, we'll put anything up that's good, that is like the narrative design, the story. It's got stakes, drama, tension, conflict, all the kind of good stuff. Unless, of course, it's like a comedy or a science fiction horror or something like that. I mean, we're going to look at the genre. We're going to make sure it's genre appropriate, that the art is, at least of a standard quality that is going to sell. We do. I mean, what we are doing is, like I said, we're setting standards. We want you to rise to those standards. We're willing to help you rise to those standards, but we have to do this. We have to make sure that Indicron moves forward, and that, especially because, I mean, I don't, it's kind of been hinted, but we have been contacted by the greater lords of Indiegogo, and we have been talked to about extra promotion, extra things that we can offer, but we can only offer these if we can if we can increase numbers, if we can get these tiers to perform higher. And the only way that we can do that, other than promotion and marketing, is to make them better.
Make them better. Also, we need to reach out to everybody too, like your friends, your family. People can't just rely on the intergroup marketing only.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of a cellular community of Comicsgate, and everybody's sort of feeding off of that. I always tell people that the that the model for this what we're doing is already there. Okay, self-publishing, which is something that I was into for 13 years as an editor, a freelance editor, is there are a lot of options that they have that would probably work just as well for a trade paperback or graphic novel. Like, there's a lot of pre-mailing list sites where basically you pay a nominal fee per month, and they'll put like your graphic, they'll put like a story up there. I'm pretty sure some of those, especially the genre associated ones, will put a graphic novel or trade paperback up. I mean, it's just a price to them. And then you're reaching hundreds of thousands of people in the, a mailing list and everything that you wouldn't otherwise.
It's true.
So there are.
The other thing I would suggest is hit college campuses up. Like, I got 2 in my area, and a lot of those guys used to read comics or just kind of new into it. So if you got eye-grabbing art, things like that, they'll start snatching it up. Just don't rely on your local comic shops for advertising. The inner circle, you need to broaden your approach. Step out of the comfort zone a little bit. So,
well, we have over here in the comments, Kat says that it would be fun to make a comic book myself, but with the audience here being mostly male, I don't think anything I make would be appealing to that type of audience. Well, I don't know that's true at all. It depends on the story you're telling, and of course, being an artist.
Is it going to be like a boy on boy kind of thing? What kind of comic would you want to create?
well, that wouldn't sell, but I don't think so. And of course, I'm working with Kat on the Tales from Beyond the Gate. She's part of that crew, and she's doing a story with us. So I think it's a matter of writer artist connection, Kat, the more that it is with you know you specifically. But yeah, interesting. Treehouse Comics says, "I'm looking forward. I am looking at Indicron right now. It says a committee will decide if it will go on Indicron. What if someone doesn't like my comic? Then I am turned down." Well, there is a committee, and Pixel is in the process of building that committee. I know Dr. Wright is on it. I know Jean-Luc. I know he had talked to me as well. It's about professionalism, right? And if Indicron is not professional and is being political and keeping people out because of that without good reason, then Indicron will fail, right? So it's about free market. The proof is in the pudding, correct? And so the people that Pixel is bringing on to that committee are people that he trusts are going to be open and fair. And this is just like any other business and any other thing. Now, Dr. Wright probably has more to offer on that than I do, but I would say that this is not an issue because if it is an issue, then it's not good for Indicron, and that's not something Pixel wants.
Look, man, we want good books. We want good books. We want to march out good books. If you've got a story to tell, and that story is a good one, okay, and you have an artist, then give it to us and we'll take a look at it. And you're going to get the same scrutiny and analysis that we give anybody else. That's the most free will and economic capitalism that I can give you. I can't guarantee you that your book is going to go through. What I can tell you is that you are going to get the same chance as anyone else. And if you've got the skill, if you've got the energy in that book, then we're going to put it through.
Yep.
True. And like I said, Pixel is in the process of building more people on that committee. And I know from my point of view, with the committee decision making type of things, I am very much a free market person. I say let the market decide. Now there is a certain limit to that. If the art is just absolutely garbage and the story is completely uninteresting, we as Dr. Wright had said, we want to build this indie revival, this movement that's going on. We want to see it build into something successful. So you can't back everything, but I certainly think that having various people on the committee, and I know that's what Pixel is doing, that do have a more strict interpretation, and then people like myself who have a much more free market interpretation, is going to balance it out. So.
Remember, Handyman's coming.
Handyman's coming.
Handyman's coming.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was a very interesting show. We had some fun little news there we got to talk about and chat, and we had a conversation whether Poison Ivy is dead or not. But anyway, moving on. Tomorrow, of course, is Bugbear's Basement and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be discussing Daredevil 181, and Booster is very excited. It is Booster's choice, of course.
I'm an excited boy, Chester. I'm so excited.
You are, man. Well, Daredevil is a great comic, and that is a great issue in itself. And William Reed says, Chester, they all recommended that you get 1,000 subs before launching an Indiegogo. Yes, we have. Everyone has. Yes.
If possible. Yeah.
If possible, yeah. Well, I'd say you really want to do that. And because it's about doing the legwork, right? It's that you can't rely on, and we've said this many times, Ethan is awesome in the way that he helps so many people. John Malin, even Mike Miller does that. That is awesome, but you can't rely on Ethan to sell your book. You can't. You got to do your own legwork. You have to do your own marketing. You have to do your own representation, and that is what it comes down to. Part of that is having a communication, a place where you're talking with people, and having your own YouTube channel and having 1,000 subs is certainly a way to go. It's part of the process. It's not the only process. And but yeah, I agree with that 100%. But anyway, we've come to the end of the show, so I can't get into another conversation on that. But yes, we have said that all along, and it is very true. Nevertheless, Dr. Wright, you're on here today with us, so could you please tell the folks where they can find you? And Thundero, please throw a link up to Indicron down in the chat.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Dr. Wright is in. You can also follow Jean-Luc Mazel at Twitter and Pixel Trader and Indicron. And, any of those spots I will get a hold of, but especially follow Indicron. That's where we want everybody to go.
Absolutely. And of course, we have Brad on here as well from Pencil for Life. Please give out your links. Yeah.
Sure. You can reach me on Twitter, Facebook, even on my website is just Pencil for Life. Same with my YouTube channel, where I stream a few days a week doing some artwork, and then with Chester on Sundays and Wednesdays, where we go over reviews, we talk to different artists, or we go over new comics that came out that week. So.
Excellent. And I see a couple more comments. We're trying to answer as many of the comics, the questions from the chat as we can. Of course, we don't have the time to do all of them. But Kat here is saying that I actually would love to make comics geared more toward girls. I would love to draw stuff that would get girls into reading comics. Well, then you should do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, you need to. I mean, John Malin told me one time when I canceled my the first run of The Handyman. We were after the show. He's like, look, dude, it's your job to figure out who your market is, to reach out to it, to build your own audience, and, Kat, if that's what you want to do, that's what you need to do. You need to figure out a way to get the females involved, get them to like your artwork, your comics, the interaction in the community. And if you do that, your channel will grow, your fan base will grow, and then they will buy your comics.
Yeah. And talk to the talent around you, right? Talk to the writers and the other artists and stuff, and get input to help you with structure and stuff like that, to tell the story you want to tell. It's definitely please do that. You should do that. That's an awesome thing. But anyway, we do need to get off. We're at the end of our time. So thank you guys all very much. Of course, remember 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every day we have something going on here, whether it be Bugbear's Basement, Fanspeak, or Comics News Today, or our Bunny Vision, or our comic reviews, whatever we're doing. We got a lot of stuff going on, and we're having a lot of fun. And we just had the Akira viewing on Bunny Vision Movie Night on the Saturday, and that was awesome. Just keep in mind that this week, though, our Fanspeak will be on Saturday instead of Friday, and we will not have Bunny Vision this week because of my government obligations that I have to go take care of. But other than that, thank you all very much.
Are you going to do an inspirational quote?
Yeah, well, since Denali is not here, why don't we go ahead and have an inspirational quote from the booster, and I do hope it does not involve oil of any kind.
Okay. As always, your perception is also a reality, so be excellent to each other.
Oh my God.
Namaste. Later, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Peace.